back, baby. It's us again. You already know how it is and how it goes. As always, I am your man, K Marvel.
Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? It's your boy QS.
Sounds like a lobster shook hands with his tonsils. Anyway, I'm the Big Stretch Human Encyclopedia. You see it down there. Thank you very much. You see it? Oh.
StrykerDragoon back again. Technical difficulties.
I feel like we should have all just did different voices at the beginning of the show. As always, we are your four corners of commentary. Oh man,
I should have did my best Barney Rubble.
Shit, we could do it now. I mean, I'll just do Stitch the entire episode. That shit is easy.
Man, I don't know if my voice box can handle it.
I'm gonna keep myself here with the mic because I know everybody not gonna be able to hear me. So it's just I'm gonna keep it like this.
You really
Yeah,
do
man.
on the radio. You have the
I was about to say,
the way you hold the mic, you can see like the filter for it.
true DJ shit.
You try to say he's gonna do the cane? Just put the shit straight to his neck and
You're looking.
my name is Kane.
You're listening to East FM.
I really forgot he used a voice box.
Yeah, he did.
I totally forgot he used to do that.
I
Man.
would never. I would, not unless I had to, obviously, but that's another story for another day. But gentlemen, how are you?
Existing.
Okay.
I hear you.
Battling some flu-like symptoms, but I'm all right.
I hear you. Life is life for everybody. I get that.
Definitely almost drop kicked this guy because he sounded like he needed a what do you call it? Cough drop.
Yeah.
Coughing for like 3 stops straight, and he's literally okay. Well, I know we curse anyway, but he's literally like coughing his asshole out on the train, and he's in front of a lady, and I don't know if it was her kid or if it was 2 kids. I didn't really
Either way.
look across, but he's literally like
He's not
for
even covering
3
his
rides
mouth,
straight,
dog?
drinking water, no mask, nothing.
Not even covering his mouth.
And he's coughing in his hand, but you can clearly see that like the droplets are coming out the bottom of his hand. There's no way you're coughing for 3 stops straight. That's about what, 7 minutes, I would say.
First off, that sounds like real respiratory problem. Secondly, you're supposed to cough like this.
Right.
Don't catch it. That's like the first thing they teach you how to cough properly.
That's why I said like
In
I
the
don't
arm,
care.
like your dabbing.
Once again, I say I don't really care what anybody says. I appreciate the mask. I wear my mask on the train because people are nasty as fuck.
No,
So
I don't blame you.
that's
Did
it.
anybody else think I don't really care what people say? So, what? Come on, I couldn't have been the only. All right, maybe I was. All right, well, guys and people watching, first and foremost, what's going on, love? She said, "Hola, señores."
I did not bring my sombrero, but I'm here.
By the way, shouts out to her and one of her friends, Gabby. They're actually on the mental health show, A Different Angle, tomorrow night. It's the second part of us talking about school shootings and teachers and things like that. So shout out to them for coming. Yeah, it was heavy. So
What
shout out to y'all.
number are we at now in America?
8 something, all the way from Columbine. 3 something, excuse me.
But I mean, for this year alone, it's like what 130 something, 140 something.
That's what I heard.
And it's like only what maybe 5 were like globally broadcast. And
Yeah.
so it's like I didn't even know it reached that number. It's crazy, absolutely crazy.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, and please remember, everybody, just to get off of this news, real life news shit. Remember, the U.S. dollar will be dropping in value very soon.
Yeah, please be aware of that.
Be careful,
This
because
is
that
not a
means
game.
prices may really go up, and you really not gonna be able to afford stuff.
Which is crazy because technically prices should go down, but this country is ass backwards. So,
and only reason I say that too is for everybody that's traveling out and they want to get flued out. Yeah, okay, but remember, your dollars ain't shit in other countries, so just be careful. The fact that Saudi Arabia already pulled out, China already pulled out, a bunch of countries and continents are pulling out. It's going to be a real horrible shit show coming.
Yeah, man, things are getting bad. But
that's it. I'm not mentioning anything else.
No, but you know what? This is
hard pull out.
Yeah. Wow. That's Marty. Was good, bro.
Hey.
But look, listen, bro. I know you said you didn't want to bring it up, but look, these are things that people need to know. And yes, we are predominantly a wrestling podcast, but things need to be said no matter what platform it is. So everyone, please just be wary about everything that's going on.
Stay on top of the finances.
Yeah, stay on top of everything. Yeah. As long as you
save as much as you can, if you can.
So
I can.
As we know, this past weekend was Wrestlemania and also Stand and Deliver. NXT Stand and Deliver, and
which wasn't a disaster.
No, not at all. Well, Stand and Deliver is rarely a disaster. Or I should say NXT pay-per-views. But look, man, WrestleMania, it was a great WrestleMania, man. Let's just jump into it. So we're not going to do this in any particular order. We're really just more so going to talk about some of the things and some of the highlights that that we want to recognize on the show and even for the week. Check it out. Court's back in the house. What's good, Court? Hope everything's okay. Hope everybody's well. Marty's talking about talk y'all shit. So salute you to you, bro. So how about we start? No, let's start with the two showcases. Strike. Let's start. Let's talk about that male tag team showcase. Street Profits, Strowman and Ricochet, the Viking Raiders, and the Alpha Academy.
Mm-hmm.
It did what it was supposed to do. It's a showcase of talent. Everybody got their shit in, and it was just that. It was to hype up the crowd. I really wanted the women to be on Saturday, but I completely agree with what they did. I think Sunday, oh God, I can't wait till we get to Sunday. But the men's showcase, I think, was really, really good. Really, really good. Yep. Even leading into what it should have been, which was a number one contenders match for Monday Night Raw. Even though it wasn't a contenders match, or I mean, it wasn't a championship match, but it was a tag match regardless of what.
Look, and those four guys turned the show out on Raw. They went out there and had probably the best match of the night on Raw.
That's how it is.
Yeah, amen. Yeah, exactly. You know, you have four you have four men who love it. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. Also, shout out to Dawkins for that pounce that he gave Strowman, because damn.
Yeah.
He's the first guy to knock Strowman off his feet during the Strowman Express. So that was really cool.
That was that was definitely something I don't think any of us would have expected. Shouts out to Ricochet for doing what he does. That's really just the best way to put it. This isn't anything new.
Human highlight reel.
Yeah, this isn't anything new for people who are fans of Ricochet. You know what I mean? But no, seriously, man. Even Oda, like everybody did their thing on that show, on that match.
But that's how it was supposed to be.
Yeah, no, for sure. Q. Let's go to the other side of the showcase. The women's showcase match.
Damn, you give the hardest critic. Oh man,
that's why I did it. I know. Listen, man, there's a method to my madness. Y'all should know this.
Tear it up, brother. Tear it up.
The Russian judge is in effect.
Give me a second.
I'm like, oh, you want me to give you a different match?
No, I got you.
I don't really care what people say.
Yep. You waited to put a sound on. That was hilarious.
That's all he needs to say.
Oh boy.
No, that wasn't it. That wasn't it.
It's not it at all.
It didn't hit this time.
I was like, I mean, it's disappointing. They got him on the card, and that was about it. That's it. They got him on the card, and it didn't deliver at all. They tried, and I don't know. I think it just it's unfortunate. It goes to show, like, you really see the difference between the main women stars and the ones that just basically came up on NXT or just didn't. They just didn't train. It's just like, nah, it just ain't it. It wasn't it. It was just like, and the ones who won, it was just like,
obvious.
Then I call it
obvious. Very, very meh.
Yeah,
very meh match.
My thing about that is, it to me, it, God, because we're gonna have to bring up this shit show this week. It just further proves the Endeavor man's point, because I'm not gonna mention his name. It just proves the Endeavor man's point of not having women on TV for long matches or long segments.
Endeavor man.
And it's just sad. It's sad that it was a weekend that should have been a highlight straight through, and we get a match book like that. Yeah. And then we have 2 women's championship matches that were stellar matches. Don't get me wrong.
Killed it.
One more than the other, obviously, but no take away from both women's championship matches. It's just that, why set up a match like that to then proceed to have them fail at it? Because we already know who the winner was supposed to be, and you didn't even make it seem, out of question who was going to win the match.
Sorry, go ahead.
And then 2, what was supposedly supposed to happen on Monday night that didn't happen on Monday night would have been much more better than just these stupid championship, then the stupid champion thing of, thanking the crowd or just popping out and hearing your music hit and walking back to the backstage. But anyway, when we get to Monday, we get to Monday.
Yeah.
Just a lot of shit.
Yeah. Stretch.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna give you a different type of question. So Rey Mysterio and Dom.
A different angle, maybe?
Would you say that Dom had one of the best entrances of the weekend?
Absolutely. I thought he had one of the best entrances of the weekend. I thought the match, the way it was presented, is fantastic. That's classic storytelling. The people complain all the time about long-term storytelling. This is something that's been going on from before Clash of the Castle last year to now, right? Dominic Mysterio, lots of flack as a performer, has come into his own.
Yes.
Very progressively. He's gotten better, I think, every time he's out there. I was never one of the people, and I think you guys can attest to this, where it's like, oh, Dominic Mysterio sucks, this, that, and third. I've always thought Dom had potential. Like, I've always told people that. I'm like, he's got potential. You have to understand, this is his first year. He's going on his second year in professional wrestling, right? I believe, or his third. His third year, right?
Remember, he started in 2020.
He started in the pandemic era. So he's had to make a large adjustment from working on TV, not working in front of people, to now working in front of a live crowd. And he's done such a transition from being like this white meat baby face, where it was like, he's like his dad, doesn't know he's a Mysterio, right? And to now owning this character that he has is a complete 180, and it shows how much he's grown. And it really shows, like, I think the purpose of putting him in the Judgment Day, so he can learn.
Absolutely.
He's with 2 of the better performers in the WWE, and Damian Priest and Finn Balor. So he's doing excellently. I can't wait to see where his career takes off from now. He's doing great. I thought the match was pretty damn good, considering again, he's the 3rd year in professional wrestling. And he was in there obviously with arguably the greatest luchador of all time, his dad, like Rey Mysterio. Yeah. It doesn't get any better like that for the Mysterio.
The newly minted Hall of Famer. Let's not leave that out.
I mean, look at it from a personal standpoint. Newly minted Hall of Famer. He's working Wrestlemania. He's working with his son at Wrestlemania in a pretty big storyline. Like, a lot of people who don't watch WWE have still been giving this props. Like, this is a really good storyline. This is one of the few things outside of Roman and the Bloodline that people like. And kudos to them. They put on a hell of a show. They got celebrity involvement. That match is essentially everything that WrestleMania embodies to me in a nutshell. You got celebrity involvement. You got a really good story. You got a pretty good match. So kudos to them. I thought they did a hell of a job.
Yeah, absolutely. Q.
Yeah.
How can I not go to this? Seth and Logan Paul.
It was from the presentation to the match, stellar. From Logan paying homage to, I believe that's WrestleMania 9 of Shawn Michaels coming from the rafters.
12.
Okay, sorry about that. From WrestleMania 12 coming out from the rafters to the legendary Iron Man match with Bret Hart to Seth coming out in a coat paying homage to Andre Leal Talley. A lot of y'all who don't know who Andre Leal Talley is, he was a legendary fashion icon. He was a confidant of fashion icons to the likes of Ralph Lauren, Yves Saint Laurent, Lagerfeld. Like this is really when it came to the Met Gala. When it came to the Met Gala, he was one of the ones that was always there, the staple. He would always give his input on any celebrities that came out in his style, and he always came out in a legendary, like a very overcoat. He always had a big coat on, a big shawl. He always had something big. So it was good to see. I mean, you already saw Rihanna pay homage to him during the Super Bowl performance with that same jacket, so it was cool to see Seth do it. And Seth kind of came and paid homage to the likes of Jeff Jarrett and Shawn Michaels. It was both. It was very much both. He paid homage to both Shawn Michaels and Jeff. So that was cool. That was cool in itself. And the match, I would say it was a pretty good showing. You saw a little bit of KSI getting involved as the prime bottle. When he took the frog splash bump. That was pretty good. That was pretty dope. It really goes to show you there's a lot of near falls. Like I said, nobody really mattered. It didn't matter who won this match, but it was good to see Seth get a win. It was like, all right, Seth finally, he got one. He
definitely needed the win, I think, at that point. Definitely. With the year that he had, I personally just felt like it made no sense for Logan to win. Let me rephrase this. I don't want to say no sense. I would say he didn't need it at this point. The next match, maybe. He lost to Roman. He lost to Seth, two of the best. So maybe the next match he'll get that dub. I want to talk about the United States Championship match, which was John Cena versus Austin Theory, the first match of WrestleMania. So a lot of people say that this was one of the weaker matches of the card. But I also think a lot of people have to remember that it's also a pure wrestling match. Like, that's kind of how I saw it. You know what I mean? It was meant to be a wrestling match. There wasn't that much of a story outside of the couple of interactions that they had. And, Theory going back a few months, saying, the champ is here, blah, blah, blah. Once he started doing that, you kind of knew where the road was leading. But the match wasn't bad, not by any means. I just think that the rest of WrestleMania, outside of maybe the Women's Showcase, outshined that match so much. And they could have went a lot of ways with the finish, or not they could have went a lot of ways with the finish. But that's neither here nor there. They did still put on a really good wrestling match. And look, man, Theory can go out and say that he beat a 16-time world champion. A surefire first round, first ballot, first round Hall of Famer. So, kudos to him and to what his future holds. Stretch. I would like for you, sir, to talk about the SmackDown Women's Title match, which was the then champion Charlotte Flair versus the winner of the Royal Rumble of 2023, Rhea Ripley.
We're looking at that match. You know, it embodied to me what night one was, which was like I think it exceeded expectations. For me, I thought the build was absolutely terrible. Right, you barely saw Charlotte like leading up to it, and it was like this Rhea Ripley is just constantly on TV, you know, just talking about this, and it's like no real interaction from Charlotte. But with that said, this match is like in that rarefied air of like, okay, the top 5 like Dead or Alive women's matches that I've seen, it's up there. Like I was blown away watching this. Like they are 2 of the best athletic specimens in the WWE. I'm not even talking about like men or women or whatever. In wrestling.
In general, right.
In wrestling. Like they're so strong, so agile, so fast. And it was like seeing Charlotte Flair doing some of the stuff that she was doing, seeing Rhea Ripley doing some of the stuff she was doing. They told one hell of a story in the ring. I absolutely loved that match from top to bottom. And the more it went on, the bigger it felt. And that's something that is incredibly hard to do. Like man or woman, it does not matter. It is incredibly hard to make a match feel way more important with each passing second. And they were able to pull it off. Kudos to them. I thought it was, you know, looking back at night one, that might have been the best match of night one, to be perfectly honest.
It's a strong contender.
Strong contender for best
extremely strong contender. Q. How about you talk about the Hell in a Cell match with Brood Edge versus Demon Balor?
It was fun. It wasn't, I would say, worthwhile. It was just cool that we got back the original Hell in a Cell instead of the traditional like red Hell in a Cell that we always been getting. It was back to the regular cage Hell in a Cell color. The colored tables and kendo sticks was a little, and chairs is a little unnecessary. A little unnecessary for me. I think
ain't seen nobody buy a purple table since the 70s.
I think I'd say, I guess, props to Finn Balor for still powering through the match, even when he got his head split open from the ladder. It was still good, and then even then they was able to numb it and staple his head shut while he was able to continue the match. I
don't mean to cut your monologue out. Have you guys seen the aftermath of like that scar? I mean, that was a warrior, like Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I heard it was bad. I heard, well, actually, that's a lie. I did see it because it literally went all the way down to the white meat. Legit.
Yeah, he got 14, open like
he had about 14 staples put in. It goes to show you that, you know, good and even good on Edge for like pushing the time, trying to like, you know, look for more weapons to like while they were taking care of him. I think the unfortunate thing is them having to tend to him is what took away from the match, took away from the pace brutality. It took away from the brutality of the match. Finn did have a dope spot though, like trying to jump from the top of the cell.
Yeah.
Trying to jump on him through the table. It was cool. I mean, according to your response saying the demon Finn Balor came back a year too late. The thing about it is the demon is only supposed to be used for special occasions. That's how they felt going forward. They only wanted to use the demon for special occasions. And it only made sense for Hell in a Cell to just use the demon. Again, I guess everybody else was pushing for Finn to win. He didn't really need to win this. He didn't really need to win the feud. It's the whole point of it was Edge needed to win to be done with the Judgment Day completely. And it happened. He's done. So with that being said, I think it's good to see that feud is finally over. Let's just hope to see where both parties go. Obviously, it looks like the Judgment Day is going to just be with Rhea for a little bit on SmackDown, or they'll be frequently on Raw as well. They'll just let's see what chaos they're going to cause. That's how I look at it. Let's just see.
Well, we definitely know that more than likely in Puerto Rico there will be a tag match and it looks like it's going to be Dom and Priest versus Bad Bunny and Rey Mysterio, to which can possibly be a very fucking good match. Shout out to Randy, even though he's an asshole. Brawls in the building. Course said, "Gotcha, Q. Thanks." Yeah, man. No, they tore the house down. Y'all know I'm an entrance horse, so seeing them come out with the entrances, even though Edge looked like a skeleton disco ball, it was still pretty fucking dope. Honestly. Strike.
Yo.
Brock Lesnar and Omos.
That was my sleeper match of the night, baby.
And what'd you think?
It went a lot longer than I thought it would. So
yeah,
the fact that Brock sold the fuck out of that match said a lot. But it did what it had to do. It was literally just Hogan Andre. That's all it was.
Yeah, essentially.
Toss him around for the whole match. Yeah, that was what I alluded to last week. My dogs was good.
Wow.
Yeah, it was just Hogan Andre. That's all it is. That's all it is.
Yeah, it was very basic match.
Because we just want Brock just wanted something to do with WrestleMania. That's literally it. Now,
yeah, pretty much.
Being that we have whom may be in power now, we're gonna see a lot more Omos because he just went toe to toe with Brock Lesnar. So why wouldn't we do that? When we get to Monday, you'll hear my whole spiel. I'm just slowly showing how vehemently mad I am about Monday. But go
ahead. Stretch.
Monday,
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So we're all vehemently mad about Monday, but carry on.
Well, can you please give us your thoughts on the Intercontinental Triple Threat match between Gunther, Drew McIntyre, and
I think everybody wants to speak about that shit.
Now, you know what? We all can.
Hard hitting,
big Euro
meaty man slap meat.
That's right.
Fucking sheep.
Yes. A butcher.
I said sheep.
I heard you.
Haggis.
Meat Marcus dream, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, everything about this match, hard hitting. That's what you like to see. Just Europeans beating each other down, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I live for.
God.
Keep your 5 stars. I want to hear.
It's WWE Brexit in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
Right, for real.
I loved the finish. I thought it was great. I thought it was fantastic. Everybody looked strong. Everybody played their role a hell of a part. It was so great. That was match of the night, match 2 without question. I thought it was fantastic from top to bottom. Everybody was like
probably match of the weekend, honestly.
Yeah, you can make a strong contender match of the weekend.
It's a toss up between there's a toss up between that triple threat for the IC title between Charlotte and Rhea as I guess for WrestleMania weekend as the matches of the night. Like that, those two really they showed out and they stole the show. That by far the triple threat was the best match of the night too, by far.
Oh yeah,
not even close.
I mean, it there was nothing else to stack up against it. So I mean, that's what it is. It just sucks that it was just so early in the day, man. I would have liked to see. I would have liked to see the ramp light up for Gunther as he was just walking down and just strolling down. But also, I think that took away from the Hell in a Cell match as well.
I was just about to say that exact point. And granted,
if they do that in Philly next year, it's gonna be dark. Oh man, they better have some crazy entrances.
Listen, man. Speaking as somebody who's been in Lincoln Financial, man, Mania in Philly is gonna be astronomical.
Bonkers.
Q. How about you talk about the Raw Women's Championship match, which is the champion Bianca Belair versus Asuka?
A lot of y'all there's a lot of discourse going around where y'all are trying to complain and say that Bianca is overpushed. Good. Keep doing it. That's I don't have no qualms to it. That was a very good match. That was probably one of Bianca's more challenging matches that she had to deal with. It was hard hitting. There was a lot of reversals involved, and it still made Bianca and Asuka look strong. Bianca just came out the victor. Like that's all it was. It was hard hitting. It was dope. It was a good match. Like, you know, she tried to get it with the green mist, didn't work. Still got hit with the KOD, and the reign continues. Now we're probably gonna have the longest reigning black champion in this company. With Bianca.
We already have. It's already a fact.
Oh, it's just already official. She beat the New Day's reign.
Oh no!
Yeah.
I'm talking about singles.
Longest black singles.
Nah,
I'm talking about singles.
I'm talking about her being the longest black
in
champion.
General.
Period. She just has to be.
What is it? 6 something?
No, 5.
5. Oh, 5 something. Okay.
Yeah, 5 something. Like once she passes that, there's nothing that's gonna. She solidified. Yeah, she solidified, and her entrance alone, it still was beautiful. From the entrance from both of them, it was beautiful.
Crazy.
It was beautiful with Asuka coming out with all the different variations of how she's been over the years to come out to Murder Clown, to seeing Bianca come out with the Divas of Compton. For shout outs to the little girl for even though, you know, with her story finding out losing her mom that day and still
little Amber, right?
Yeah. She still performed. She still performed. She still did her thing.
She did her thing. Dude.
At the end of the day, Bianca is, I've said it before, I say it again, she is a staple. She is a symbol to give not only little black girls, but black women, period, just hope.
Absolutely.
You give them hope, and you give them something. You just give them hope, and you give them something to believe in. And anyone that tries to say that, oh, she's over pushed, that she's over this and she's all that, man, just, I'm not going to say that you hate black women. I won't say that, because that's not entirely the case. It's just simply put, it's just not for you. It's not for you.
That's it.
It's not for you.
Just say that.
And it's for us, and she's for us. So I just love what the company's doing with her, and that's fine.
Also, and I'll say this, and not to take away from any of your point at all, but I think she's just a staple for black fans, period. I think she's somebody that we can all look up to. She's somebody that we can all, you know, aspire to have that mindset and that drive, you know, because not many people do have it. And hell, I'll get even deeper, and even the relationship that she has with her husband, you know what I mean? That's important, you know. So shouts out to Bianca. Side note, Bianca making history again with the 3-peat.
She's 3-0.
3-0 at WrestleMania, man. Crazy. Undefeated. And she's also, is she the only black champion to go in and leave as champion, or is she the only black female champion to do it? Gotta clarify that.
I have to look into that.
Yeah. But I noticed something with that.
What was the question?
If she was the only black champion to walk in and leave as champion, or
at WrestleMania?
I gotta look into that.
Or was she the only black female to walk in and leave?
There have been others. The Rock did it before.
Lashley did it
done
before.
it.
Yeah.
Lashley. So she's the only black female who's done it.
She's only black.
The Rock is the first.
Yeah, Lashley was the second.
Wait, did D'Lo do it?
D'Lo wrestled on WrestleMania.
He has. He's
wrestled
WrestleMania before.
As champion. He was European champion, I think, at the time.
Maybe.
Know about the champion?
No, he was never a champion walking into WrestleMania.
Oh, okay.
Really?
So that makes sense.
Really?
Yeah, that title was hot potato, man.
The only one the first one that comes to mind is The Rock. The Rock was the Intercontinental Champion 2 years in a row and walked out with the title 2 years in a row, 97 and 98.
Okay.
D'Lo never went in as a champion. I can tell you that much.
And this is why you're the professor.
Yeah, Lashley came in as WWE champion, and he beat Drew. And he beat Drew and came out as WWE champion.
Right. That was that year.
Absolutely. Okay.
That was the year. That was 2021.
Oh, no, not Pandemomania. Yeah, that was after the pandemic.
That was last year.
That was 2021.
Yeah.
Or 2 years. Yeah. Yeah. I am missing 3 matches. Okay, so I will talk about the trios match. It was Damage Control versus Trish, Lita, and Becky.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna keep this short and sweet. Number 1, I don't know if Lita can keep up anymore, and I don't mean that to be insulting. I just think that the style has evolved so much, and we don't really know what kind of shape, like, if she's really. Because there's definitely times where you're kind of like, it's a little cringy, and I really try to not. I really don't want to sound disrespectful when I say it, even though I know it's going to kind of go. Excuse me, going to come across that way. But damn.
I don't
But
disagree.
I will say that I understand that, you have Trish, you have Lita, they're not gonna lose. Trish was out there thanging her things, um, in honor of what her last match, when she won the title. Um,
WrestleMania 18.
Oh no, maybe you're right.
That was what her outfit was for WrestleMania 18. I think Cole had mentioned
right.
it.
Yeah. Yeah, it was an updated version.
Mhm.
But I personally think the wrong team, the wrong team won. Did I say that right? I
You
definitely
didn't
think that
think
was
the
Damage
faces should have
Control.
won?
I know. I think Damage Control should have
I
won.
think Damage
Personally,
Control should have won too. I agree.
I definitely think Damage Control should have won. They
I mean,
they needed that way more than the other 3 did. Honestly,
they're kind of on a downward spiral, but that leads
which
into
is
Monday.
which is foolish. But
Ugh.
anyways, so I think we covered everything but the 2. So let's get into it.
What's the
First and
2?
foremost, the main event of night 1
Oh, okay.
was wow, Randy. You know what? If I can block you from our stream, I would. If I could block you from my light, no. But you're not wrong. You're actually not wrong with that. She's definitely in better shape, and yeah, no, absolutely right.
I agree. She's a
Okay.
fitness guru.
Yeah,
There's a lot of yoga.
So main event of night 1 was the universe. Excuse me, was the undisputed tag team champions, the Usos, who had that was Lil Uzi Vert, right? Right, that was
Yes.
right. That's what that was. Okay, cool. Him have him do that stupid ass dance on the ramp.
You only
Versus,
pay him for like 30 seconds or 3 minutes. So, I mean,
yeah,
he's getting his paycheck regardless.
This is how much I don't give a shit. Randy.
Sir.
Yeah.
Sir.
Sure.
See, this is why we don't take you anywhere, Randy. Versus KO and Sami Zayn.
Oh, it's not
First
playing.
off, Sami Zayn's pop.
You are talking.
First and foremost, I'll say this, right? I was super, and no disrespect to Rhea and Charlotte, but I was super stoked when I realized that match was going to be the main event. Not because of anything more than this was a long ass storyline.
Mm-hmm.
It was involving it was part of the biggest storyline, and it deserved, to me, it deserved to be the main event. Those 4 men, we already knew that those 4 men was going to go and show out. And that's really exactly what they did. Sammy got his ass whooped. Sammy got his ass whooped during that match.
I mean, as he should have.
Hey man, listen, look, that could have been but that could have easily been KO also. You know what I mean?
I mean, KO got his ass whooping at
he
Royal
did
Rumble.
too. No,
Sammy needed the ass.
They both got the ass whooped. But I will say this: I love the way they finished that match. Sammy hitting the 3 haluva kicks. the scene of him holding Jay during the first two or after the first two, reminiscent of War Games, and reminiscent of a couple of other things from the past. But I would definitely say I think the right team won. I think it was well deserved. The match, to me, that match was definitely one of the highlights. Of if you want to be a little more specific, it was definitely only second to Charlotte and Rhea, just because of the quality of match that they truly did give to us. Those four, man. I mean, I can watch them wrestle all day, but I can't say how happy I am for KO and Sammy, not only just to win each of their first tag team title belts in WWE, but for the fact that it was them together, just means so much more. And like I said, man, I can't be any more happier for them.
It's fantastic storytelling from top to bottom. Basic tag team, like as far as like the layout of the match, like bad guys get heat on the sympathetic baby face. The fact that they both got to give each other hot tags, Sammy and KO, actually, it was so great. Like just to see them and to see them share that moment where they're like holding up the tag team championships with like their history, not only as wrestlers but as friends, is really fantastic. And it capped off night one really well. Night one I thought was like an A+. Like, yes, night one was damn near perfect. Like there were no bad matches on night one, even though I thought Cena phoned it, but he phoned it in. But it was a great night.
But it wasn't a bad match. Like that's the only thing I would say.
It wasn't bad, but
it wasn't a bad match.
Great, like, underwhelming.
Right, absolutely. Very underwhelming.
I
have
no,
I have you.
That was bad. No, that was bad. You've seen Cena go even harder when he was against the Undertaker, and that match was like 5 minutes.
He's older now. You know what I mean?
He is older. He's been out of the ring, out of practice. Like I'll say that, but at the same
peacemaker.
Token, I thought he phoned it in. Really,
yeah. He just
it was very underwhelming considering.
He didn't want, you could say it could show he didn't want to do that, man. He didn't want to do it. He didn't want to do it with Theory, and that's okay.
You don't think so?
I think he might have wanted to do it.
I don't think he would do it. I don't think he would have. Like I don't think the match would have happened if he didn't want to do it.
Nah, I think he just did it out of obligation. It's just like, nah.
You know what I would like to see though? I would have loved to see him, believe it or not. Not that it, this is just like alternate reality. I would love to see him against Gunther. That would have been a great match.
Cena?
Yeah, I would have loved to see Cena versus Gunther.
That'd have been better.
Oh God, Cena's chest.
But at the same token, I honestly, he's been out in the ring and stuff like that. But it just felt like very paint by the numbers. It was underwhelming. I wouldn't say it was bad, but it was like it wasn't very good either.
It was underwhelming for sure.
That was like, whoa, or whatever. Like, and I wasn't expecting like a 5-star match or anything like that, but it just felt
was just
very
expected it to be. It was just good that they just got it out the way. It was good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
right.
For sure.
That's what it felt
for
like.
Sure.
Like, okay, we have this match on the card. Let's just get it out of the way.
Look, let's keep it a buck. It was a good pick to be the first match.
I think they could
anywhere else in the card, it wouldn't have.
True.
People would have said it was a bad match.
Yeah, it would have brought the crowd down. You're right.
But let's go back to the main event. Stretch, if you want to finish your statement.
Oh well, no, I'm done with the main event of night one. You can move on to 2.
Wait, no, I was going to get there since it was the main event real quick.
Okay.
Q?
Which main event for?
Night one.
The
tag match.
Oh, no, it was good. It was, like I said, you could have, like, even though Charlotte and Rhea showed that they could have been the main event, either way, the tag match was still, it was excellent. It was good. This was dope that we had a main event as a tag team match for the titles. So that was historical right there as well.
Yep.
So that was dope. We got a lot of firsts. Sammy is the first Muslim Syrian champion to win at WrestleMania. That's a big accomplishment. It was a good feel good moment. Like, this was good to send the fans home happy. It was good to send them home happy for night one compared to night two.
We'll get there.
Yeah.
Strike night one, main event.
Well, the original main event, which we suppose were the original main event, definitely outdid this match for real. But the story was in this match. It was definitely a feel good moment for everybody. Just seeing, KO and Sammy win. I don't think you can end WrestleMania any better than what you did with night one. Literally chef's kiss from start to finish. I had no problems with that, honestly.
Cool.
So,
all right, well,
that's it.
Let's get to night two. The main event of night two was for the undisputed WWE or Universal WWE, however the hell they say it now. It was for one time. It was for the titles, man. Roman Reigns, your tribal chief, your head of the table, versus the American Nightmare, the winner of the Royal Rumble 2023, Cody Rhodes. Strike, why don't you start us with this one? Is that it?
Adrenaline did not run in my soul that night. I will say that. That's all I gotta say. Let's you know what? Screw it. I'm getting on my podium tonight.
Dude, damn, turn that down. Oh,
that's what the little violin.
Headphones on, man.
Stop.
That's a little violin. Oh man, let me get on my podium. So this man. Oh, that's the background music. So this man who has saved us from poverty, from oppression, from all things wrong with this nation, with this country that we live in, with this wrestling country that we live in.
Mm-hmm.
You mean to tell me that hard times live for Cody Rhodes as well?
Yes, sir.
You mean to tell me that hard times must last into another 2 WrestleManias? I think not, sirs. If you set up the man to win, if you set up the man to get what he deserves, why pull the rug out from under him? Because you see the agenda with WrestleMania. Not only did we not have Bobby Lashley at WrestleMania,
Preach, brother.
We had the loss.
About Cody.
We have come back into the slavery and the oppression.
Preach on it, brother. Preach on it.
No, this is bullshit.
Of the bloodline. It is still here.
Preach on it.
It is still here today. And not only the bloodline.
I think I need to change my shirt.
The government is still in business.
Shut that shit up. 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 Cry, cry. All of you cry. Cry more. Cry.
What happened to finish the story?
The story is going to be finished.
The story's still going on.
It's still going.
There's no end to the story.
Talk to him.
He's
He's
just like his daddy. Like the fuck. Like when did you ever see his daddy? God rest his soul. In a fucking
Thank
shit.
you. His dad lost all the time.
Lost all the time. Like the man literally was. The man was undefeated for the whole year. He lost one match. My God, let it go.
A lot of people said, "Oh, they buried him." It took 4 Samoans and Paul Heyman.
Literally.
Tell him.
The man was literally about to hit him with a third crossroads before Solo came and hit him with a Samoan spike. Like, yo.
It took 4 Samoans and Paul Heyman.
And we have to remember too, he broke out the guillotine. Nobody breaks out of the guillotine.
Listen, I'm not like, yo, like fuck it. Yeah, crazy. As much as I didn't want fucking Cody to lose either, but y'all, the way y'all all crying about this shit and saying, oh, Cody's buried, it's over and all that. Yo, might as well. Everybody needs to sit here and lick y'all tears. Lick your tears.
Right.
I didn't know where he was going to go with that.
Like, lick your tears. Lick your tears.
For a second too, I'm not gonna lie.
Let it go. Let it go.
But
absolutely.
It's funny, that I hope Vince McMahon could have heard Stryker's speech, because it's like, goddamn, pal, racism's still alive. That's why he lost. No, I think it would have been better to see like the old school face like win at WrestleMania. I think so. But if they want to continue the story, fine, whatever. I'm cool with that. Roman has had such a great run, and it's been a historical run, that it's like, okay, I'm as long as they keep his momentum going, I'm good with either one. With that said, I would have liked to see Cody win at WrestleMania. I thought it would have been cool.
Right.
But at the same token, neither man looked weak in the match. Neither man looked weak in the loss. So it's like, okay, we got another Roman finish where it's like he's a bad heel and he had to cheat to win, and then he can come out next week and he says acknowledge me, and everybody hates him, and it's like, this is kind of what you want. Like, his momentum's still going. He doesn't look weak. Cody still doesn't look weak. He has a legitimate beef if he needs to get a rematch, But then transitioning him to this feud with Lesnar, so it's like, okay, now like his redemption arc starts. Now he has to overcome adversity to get back to Roman. Like, there is no bigger, badder monster right now than Brock Lesnar, right?
I can see Cody. I can literally just see Cody going through.
Oppression still lives on.
There's not about oppression. I can see Cody going through every last one that Roman has beat just to get to Roman. I can see that.
At least the people that are still there.
Yeah, good point.
Except Edge too. I highly doubt he'll fight Edge.
I already said, like, but
I mean, shit, we don't know. We don't even know Edge's retirement match. Maybe it could be him versus Cody,
and it's against the guy that Cody has never beat. He has to beat Randy Orton if Randy Orton's able to come back.
Yeah, that too.
If he beats Randy Orton, that's like a fast track to meet Roman Reigns personally.
Yeah,
and that's gonna be a hell of a match when they
do. You mind if I spotlight for a second?
Pontificate. Go ahead.
Today, my brothers and sisters. Well, not today. Well, Sunday, my brothers and sisters. We saw Codell Jackson, Aloysius Jones, Rhodes go down to that ring after he came out of the Cultivator and put on a hell of a fight. That man fought four Samoans. Four Samoans. Listen, man, ain't nobody ever survived four Samoans. Nobody. This is after one of them got kicked out. But it was not meant to be. It was not meant for the American Nightmare. The man who raised everybody's credit score. The man who the man who slowed down racism. Because, Monday night, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, your head of the table, your tribal chief. Brother. Huh? What happened? What'd I do? No, but on some real shit. Like, at the end of the day.
Wi-Fi ain't letting you live, bro.
Oh, it was, oh, boo. Well, anywho's, look, at the end of the day, right, on some serious shit. Look, Cody put on a hell of a match. Okay. Roman put on a hell of a match. With all the interference. This is what I'm getting sick of. I'm getting sick of everybody talking about, it's the same story. There's an interference and he wins. There's this and then he wins. Something happens and then he wins. This is the fucking point. He is a bad guy. This is what happens. People talk about, he doesn't help the Usos. He doesn't help out Solo. He's not supposed to. He's the fucking Don of this shit. That's the whole point of the bloodline. He's the Don. The Don doesn't work for everybody else. Everybody else works for the fucking Don. Wow, I'm getting really heated. I'm sorry. But all honesty, it's just like what I've liked.
That's right, sir. Defend your tribal chief.
No, but it's the truth. Would I have loved Cody to win? Absolutely. Look, we already went through this shit where it was years of y'all just talking shit about Cody and me being the only one to fucking defend him. Not really. Well, at least somebody's not, I don't know over there. But the fact of the matter is that the story isn't over. Triple H said it at the fucking press conference. The story is never over. Ever.
It's a
WWE.
Look, I don't want to hear nothing from Triple H at this point because we already know what's about to happen.
No, we don't know what's gonna happen.
We don't know what's gonna happen.
Don't get there.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Because nobody knows.
Don't put that ego out in the air like that.
This is why I say cry more, cry more.
Put that ego out in the air like
that.
Cry.
But being
keep crying.
But the fact of the matter is this: Cody's story is not over. Brock Lesnar, him versus Brock Lesnar. Cody's not going to lose that. In my opinion, Cody is not going to lose.
Let's get to Monday though.
Uno momento.
It's the perfect. Keep going.
I'm just going to say the fact of the matter is that Roman won. He's going to 1,000 days. They in my eyes, they want him to go past 1,000 days. That's okay.
At least fuck Hulk Hogan. Like, at least fuck his streak.
No, big facts.
Please.
Fuck that nigga.
That's the only thing I want him to do.
As a matter of fact, that's not even his name. Terry, whatever the fuck his last name.
Terry Bollea.
Terry Bowling-Ball.
Terry Bollema.
All right. Sorry. But anyways, Monday night, we're just keep it kind of condensed. And let's start with that. At the beginning of the night, Roman, Cody, they had some words at the beginning. Solo and Heyman was there. Cody wanted a rematch. They said no. He's like, well, we got to do something tonight because I need to get my hands on y'all. And they came up with a plan. You can go and try to find a tag partner. Don't nobody want to tag with you, dog. And then if you lose, you can't challenge for this title as long as Roman is champion. So out comes Brock Lesnar.
It had to be somebody who wrestled the night before,
and it also has to be somebody who wrestled at WrestleMania. So
that completely fucked a Bobby and Cody tag team, which I would have loved to see.
A lot of people. So the end of the night, they make their entrances. They go to introduce Cody. Next thing you know, Brock Lesnar is whooping Cody's ass. So eventually we will hear. Damn, it was 10 minutes.
10 minutes of an ass.
Yeah, people said 5. It was 10 minutes of ass with them.
Jesus.
Imagine getting fucked up for 10 minutes in the street.
Bro,
and still managing to make your way up the ramp by yourself.
That's far too long for me. I don't give a fuck what anybody says.
Yeah.
But you know, Brock Lesnar taking out black champions is no, I'm just playing. But for real though, you know what I mean. This is I said it this morning on Coffee with Rev. I'll say it now. This is Cody Rhodes' version of hard times, and it's okay. And it's not to say that he hasn't gone through hard times in previously during his entire wrestling career. Of course he has, but this is a different time. I won't even say it's a different character. It's still Cody. They've never shied away from the fact that everything that he's done in the past happened, and that includes AEW. They never shied away from that. So bottom line is just that this is Cody Rhodes' redemption story. This is Cody Rhodes' road to gain the thing that his father and his brother was never able to gain. God, what else happened? You guys, go ahead. Yeah,
Nothing else happened.
That was the thing.
Cry.
Oh, and Riddle came back. Okay.
Cry.
I don't even know what happened. Like, I don't.
Y'all have been sitting here all week crying about how terrible Raw After Mania was. Raw After Mania has been terrible for 5 years straight. It's been the last time Raw After Mania was good was 2018.
Preach it.
We're in 2023.
Was that the KO year?
I don't understand why y'all are acting like all of a sudden this is like, no, oh, Vince is back in power. He's back. He's coming. It's over. We're all doomed. It's all Vince's fault. It's Raw After Mania was always terrible. Granted, yes, y'all found out the day that there was a sale that Endeavor bought. This is the Endeavor WWE now. Okay, cool. Which Raw,
happened Sunday morning.
Was it bad? Yes. Was it god awful? We've seen worse Raws.
Absolutely.
We've seen much worse
for a year straight.
I think that's y'all problem. The problem is, but again, the problem is y'all fall into this bubble of what y'all see of the hardcores on Twitter, and y'all just run with it. Right? It was bad. It was a bad Raw. It's always a bad Raw. The Raw after Mania. Y'all were expecting all of these call ups and debuts, and no one ever no one that ever said that. There was never a leak. There was nothing that ever said that.
Hey.
Hello from Cali.
Coming through. We appreciate y'all.
Thank you for being here.
Hello, connecting people through wrestling.
Thank you.
Love y'all, man.
Thank you for joining in. There was never any leak or said that that there was going to be big debuts on the Raw after Mania. There was nothing that ever said that it was going to be.
It didn't have to, right?
That it was going to be that Jay White was coming. No one ever said that. There was never anything that was said. So I don't know why y'all set yourselves up. This is y'all problem as any type of fans when y'all watch stuff that, like, if you watch a bad Raw, bad SmackDown, bad pay-per-view, you set your expectations this fucking high, and then when it turns out that it never met your expectations because you set it that high, you get upset. That's nobody else's fault but your own.
Y'all over here gaslighting yourself.
You're right.
And then y'all have the absolute audacity to sit here, get mad at Triple H and get mad at him, talking about everything that Triple H said is a lie. He's a liar. Vince has always been back and creative. All this extra dumb shit, and it's just like
the narrative always cancels itself out because it's like
a lie.
Okay, so
a lie is always gonna everybody is always gonna ignore the truth because the lie is more entertaining.
Absolutely.
Right? It's like, so with Triple H being in charge, like the things that you didn't like when he was so-called in charge, was that Vince? Like, what about the things that you like? You can't have it both ways. You know, it's like if there's some things that you liked about the product and Vince is in charge, therefore you like some of the things Vince McMahon has been doing. So it's like you can't have it both ways.
Yeah,
now, I'm not going to sit and defend the Raw. I thought the Raw was terrible, but
we all know that.
You're absolutely right, though. Like you touched a good point. It gave me like wrong Johnny vibes. Remember when AEW thought they were going to land Johnny Gargano, and like they had the night like when he was supposedly debuted. They were in Cleveland, and I think something like that, right, or the Ohio area, and they needed an opponent. I think it was Samoa Joe and Johnny.
Yeah, it was.
Johnny
Elite.
John Morrison, Johnny, whatever company he works for at the moment, you know, because he always takes the last name of the company he works for.
Johnny Elite
showed up, right? And everybody chanted wrong Johnny. And it was like, there was no indication that, which is completely disrespectful to him because he's a damn good athlete.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's like, nobody gave the indication that Johnny Gargano was going to show up.
Right.
Everybody just assumed like, oh, it's AEW. Everybody debuts in AEW. He's going to show up, right? And their expectations were super duper high. And it's like, once the guy that they didn't want showed up, it was like, oh, let's let him have it. Just fuck him, right? And their expectations got super high, and then they disappointed themselves. Like AEW never put out feelers to the guy or anything like that. But it's like,
Stretch, to add to your point, right? Doesn't that remind you of something along the lines of the Royal Rumble, which I feel like we bring up a lot? The Royal Rumble with Rey Mysterio when he came out as 30. You know what I mean? Different. It's like,
I think.
But once again, this was also people's expectations.
True.
You know what I mean?
How sad is this that even though this Raw didn't meet any of our expectations, and we could all agree, Raw was bad. This Raw after Mania has always been bad. Yet it still did somehow, some way. This shit still did 2.2 million. How?
Yep.
There was no expectations. It's just
because
it's the Raw after WrestleMania.
You have to realize this.
The machine is always going to run. The machine runs itself.
The machine is always going to run. And you have to understand, folks, like, let's say hypothetically, we won't know anything until Friday or whatever, or, you know, with time will tell, right? Vince McMahon has no incentive to change. He has no incentive.
Not at all.
Whatsoever. No incentive to change whatsoever. You have to understand, he's made more money in the past 10 years than he has in the past 20 years, showing tits and ass on wrestling and going up with crazy characters that have been marketed to kids. He now has an international presence as not only a wrestling promoter, but as a businessman. He is a billionaire multiple times over. He does not have to change if he's making money. That is his bottom line. That is the goal of any businessman, to make money.
Here's a fact. Here's a fact. He's executive chairman, yes. But as per the SEC, y'all keep saying like, oh, he's running everything back. He's the number one guy. He technically can't be the number one guy. He can't. Otherwise, he'll get sued by the SEC. It's a violation. He's executive chairman. Y'all have to be okay with the fact, Triple H is running creative, and maybe it's just a simple fact. We can also go with the fact that just sometimes Triple H doesn't hit. It showed sometimes when he was running NXT. Some weeks,
a lot of them people that he brought back ain't really been getting the
some
same
days.
love.
Some days when he was running Black and Gold, the legendary Black and Gold, some days it hit, and some days it was just fucking boring.
It happens.
It happens. It's not that fucking deep. Y'all are literally but I get it. Y'all got to keep fueling your fucking, AEW versus WWE war in your mind, because, y'all can't let go of WCW versus WWF. So y'all just have to do it. Y'all like to sit here in your little boys and little girls clubs and throw all these fucking insults at each other left and right. I get it. It's cool. It fits the narrative, but we got to be serious here.
Yeah.
Let's be serious here. It's not that deep. Do I really? We see what, obviously, there was barely anything happening. It was all over the fucking place on Monday. You barely saw any fucking women's matches. Didn't make any motherfucking sense, but it is what it is. Fuck it. They ball. Try again next week. You see if it works, see if it matters, see if they can get to some type of median to get back to the Raw that was always cooking for like the past like month. Mm-hmm. You just gotta wait and see. You gotta wait and see. And if you don't want to watch it, all right, then don't watch.
Didn't we talk about this before?
Doing too much.
Didn't we talk about this before about people not having patience? You know what I mean? People have no patience. People want, Rodney calls it the microwave effect. You put it in the microwave, you put it in for a minute, and your shit is hot.
It's instant gratification. Everybody
exactly though.
Yeah, that's what you mean.
Yeah, that's exactly my point.
Because even then, we looked at whatever SmackDown is supposed to be looking like tomorrow. It looks solid. Mm-hmm. But a lot of you are like sitting here. You guys are all making your own assumptions, saying, "Oh, Triple H is making an announcement again on Friday. He's gonna step down. It's over." I'm like, well, no, that I don't really think that's the case, because his job title still says Chief Content Creator. He's still running creative. You ain't got to go look too deep into it. Like, once again, I wish we could just stay in a fan's place where we're going way too far, like trying to delve deep into
things out and whatnot.
Like, we're trying to figure shit out, and we don't run no fucking company. We're not a businessman. We don't know anything about this shit. Like, we're just fans. We just want to be entertained.
I think it's starting to like overlap. Like, not even starting to overlap. It just like it's fun to speculate, don't get me wrong, but when you tie up so much of your time, like in emotional energy, just speculating, people who have no idea that we exist, number one, like, what are these people going to do in the business sense and with their lives and stuff like that? Like, for me, it's not that deep. I would, as a fan, would I like to see Vince McMahon in charge of creative and running the creative? Absolutely not. I'll tell you that now. I think like trends is like passed him by and whatnot. I understand, like, it's two sides of a coin. He's made all types of money doing it his way. So it's like, is he really, like, that's my other thing. Like, people say, oh, he's out of touch. If he gets out of touch and he's able to double his money on top of what he already has, fucking sign me up. Like, I would love to be out of touch if that's the case. Absolutely. Like, people saying, like, oh, it's his downfall and stuff like that. I'm like, he's able to sell his business for $9 billion fucking dollars. Like, if that's a downfall, sign me up, please. Seriously. Like, secondly, none of this has, like, I will still have to get up and wake up and go to work tomorrow morning. So it's like, I don't give a fuck who owns any of this stuff or who's running it. Like, if I don't like it, I won't watch it. I have the power to do that. So it's like, why even tie yourselves up in this stuff? Like, we as fans, and I say we, and I mean that in a general sense. I'm not saying like anybody in particular here. Like, we get too invested, I think, in the fact, like, these are like characters. Like, these are not these real people. Like, of course they're real people and they work for this company, but at the same token, like, I'm not watching Law and Order wondering like, gee, I wonder when Mariska Hargitay's contract is going to come up. Maybe she'll jump over to organized crime. Like, who cares? Like, just watch the show. You know?
Like, no, but it's the truth. No, because it's the truth. At the end
Olivia
of the day,
Benson wants to go to a different goddamn show. Then let her go. Like, who cares?
literally,
No, you're right
never,
though. Absolutely.
I've never understood this. Like people that supposedly hate this company, hate everything about this company, but yet y'all are so invested and always have something to say about this company online. Why? Why are you so invested over something that you hate? Because does that basically mean you don't hate it? You're actually it's either that you don't hate
You're
it.
a fan.
It's not even that you're a fan. It's like it seems like it's abuse. That looks like abuse to me. Like that's Stockholm syndrome to me. Like yo, do you have that much PTSD? Like I've seen it all over the year. Like I've seen some of y'all complain, talk about I've watched this company for 30 years. 30 years. I have a right to talk about it.
Oh, do you?
Right.
That's not the point. Like I get it wholeheartedly. Like you can talk about whatever you want to talk about, but at the same time, if you have to invest that much emotional energy,
like then you shouldn't be watching it.
Like, why even talk about it that much? Like, if you don't
shouldn't
like
be watching it.
Then.
Yeah,
I'll be honest with y'all. Like, I don't keep up with AEW nearly as much as I used to because there's nothing on there that speaks to me. Like, I watched. Don't get me wrong. I watched.
Oh shit.
I watched.
I mean, she's never going to watch
MJ. I watched MJF versus Bryan Danielson, and I think that was like to me one of the most fantastic matches I've ever seen in my life. And I'm not afraid to say that. But at the same token, like I can watch it for a couple of spot matches here and there. There's nothing long term in AEW right now that has piqued my interest. I don't badmouth AEW because of that.
Right.
Like I have the option as a fan to say like, you know what, this doesn't interest me or whatever. Like I'm not going to tear it down. Like if it interests you, that's cool. If it doesn't interest me, that's also cool. I can watch something else. And like I have to bring this up. Like I see people like, oh, just watch sports entertainment. Newsflash, dumbass. All of this is sports entertainment. They're not really trying to kill each other. Like all wrestling is sports entertainment.
Professional wrestling is as they always say, it's a story. It's a long-standing, endless soap opera. It never ends. It's like it's our
Young and the Restless.
It's our version of General Hospital.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bold and Beautiful.
All of it from top to bottom.
It's a soap opera, and it's enjoyable. That's it.
It's a soap opera with stuntmen.
It's either you like it, you'll like some parts of it, and there's some parts you just won't like. But my whole thing is the things that you don't like, stop talking about it. Just ignore it.
If you don't
stick to what you want to watch.
Stop watching.
That shit is weird, but I get it. Y'all got to use it to fuel your narratives online because y'all care. It's not even instant gratification. Y'all really care about the engagement more than anything because y'all supposed to show that y'all need friends. I feel sorry for y'all. Y'all really need friends.
For real.
Your friends need to hug, or whatever your real friends are. They need to hug y'all at night.
I let that shit go, man.
Look. How about this? Soon, guys, we will bring the topic up and we'll cover it again because it's been a while since we've done a fans episode. Sadly, I think a lot of the same shit is going to be said, but we'll bring it back.
Never-ending cycle.
Yeah, but maybe we'll have a couple people on so we can get different views and opinions. Also, 2 weeks, folks. 2 weeks is our 100th episode. That's crazy.
Yeah. Screw the 97 up top. I'm living in last week.
Yeah. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. It's 98. But 2 weeks, y'all. 2 weeks until our 100th episode. First and foremost, it's crazy because there's a lot of people who never hit 100. Secondly, there's a lot of people that don't hit 100 with the same people. So be very excited. There's some things in the works. So we have that, and we have our 3rd anniversary coming up in June. Technically, the date is June 19th, but the show might not be. So we'll figure that out, and we'll make sure to let you guys know.
Either we do it before Juneteenth or after.
We'll figure it out. But thank you guys once again for always rocking with us. We really do appreciate the love and the shares and the comments. The hell? No, because it's blind. It's blinding. It's all white.
Yes, friends is all white.
That's a point.
That's Iowa up top. That's LSU on the bottom.
Oh my God, I can't. I fucking can't. With that being said, gentlemen, let's do what we do.
I mean, it usually is stretch first.
Oh shit, you're right.
Jesus, that's funny.
The button, get it together.
Do the stretch
So
first.
close.
And there's my stuff right there, Sans Twitter, which I'll have to remake because some Lithuanian dick, Moon Ape Squad, hacked my Twitter and they peddle crypto on there. But I've already reported that account. It should be going away soon. So I'll be back eventually, just not today.
Did they respond to you?
Fixed it.
Did they actually respond to you? Sorry.
No.
As always, you can follow me. You can follow me on Instagram and on Twitter at Forever Thiefing. Yeah, my voice is probably gone now. I did enough. I did enough crying and all that shit, telling people to shut the hell up today. That shit killed me.
My man, a throat
Once again, thank y'all. Thank y'all for joining in. Thank y'all for rocking with us. I ain't got much else left. I'm out.
Wait, don't he remind you of Case? I can't sing no more.
Case was finished, man. Oh man. Did he freeze?
No.
Well, hello everybody. Hello. Let's make this quick. Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, all the same at StrykerDragoon. YouTube at StrykerDragoon131. We did the double game giveaway. Shout out to the 2 winners. I gave one person their game already. Just gotta give the other person their game. Next goal is 250 subs on YouTube. So if you like video games, just subscribe to the channel. And tomorrow night I will be streaming probably 2 more chapters of Resident Evil. I have about 6 left, so that's about it.
And as always, I'm K Marvel. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Mr. Marvel87. Also follow the mental health show that I am a part of with my co-host Rodney Harris, A Different Angle, which goes on which is on PRN.live tomorrow night, which is a Friday. Tomorrow night at 5 p.m. You can follow that on Instagram and Twitter at ADAPod2023. It's actually a second part. We're talking about school shootings. And we actually have 2 teachers on there speaking about it. So please tune in. It's actually it's really good. It's really good. Make sure you follow the 4 Corners of Commentary on Facebook, Instagram, and here on YouTube. Well, all of those places. At the Council of Commentary, on TikTok at Council of Commentary, and on Twitter at CO Commentary. And remember that you can follow us on all of your favorite streaming platforms, be it YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Audible, and or iHeartRadio. Ooh, breath control. Guys, thank you again for tuning in to another episode. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. 2 more episodes till 100. Be ready. Guys, as always, we love you. We are your 4 Corners of Commentary. Blah, 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 blah. And we out. Peace.